Hello, and thanks for joining me on this monthly stat. We are talking May 2020 stats here, and it's pretty exciting because we've had our spring market here in the summer. It is summertime. Even though sometimes the skies tell you something different, this is summer. We're in July, and we have the June stats, and I can tell you it is hot. It is a hot market, okay? So prepare yourself for some exciting news. So the Fraser Valley Real Estate Board actually more than double in a month as buyers return to the market. So the sales have doubled. We have had 113% increase compared to sales in May, and an increase of 32% compared to June of last year. So last month's sales were 6.4% below the 10-year average, but it's been crazy. There's been a lot of pent-up demand. Buyers, they feel a bit more comfortable. Sellers are feeling a bit more comfortable to make some sales happen, to sell their properties, to buy properties, and to move forward with the adventure of life and that what is awaiting them and what they wanted to do in the beginning of the year when we had such a strong start of 2020. And then COVID happened. So it's been really, really good. Single family detached homes in the overall Fraser Valley is $994,500. That's the benchmark price right now. And the townhouses is $559,600, and condos is $435,000. So that's overall in the Fraser Valley. And it's pretty neat because actually the greater Vancouver area, is up 17.6% in sales from June of 2019. That's huge. So Vancouver's been really hot as well, 64.5% more than May. So Fraser Valley, Vancouver, this whole area is hot to trot. We've had multiple offers. If something's priced right, if it's really marketed well, if it showcases really nicely, then you're gonna get top dollar for your properties right now. Who knows what's gonna happen when we go into either late fall or winter? Who knows how long it's going to be until, there's a vaccine, or until things get completely, without having to think of COVID-19. But it's really neat because people have been inventing new ways of creating businesses, jobs. People have been really searching themselves and finding these hidden talents and been able to do things that they haven't been able to do in a long time. So I see a lot of positivity in what's happened, as well as, of course, negative, but the yin and yang of life, right? So we have to roll with the punches, but we also have to stay positive, and this is the life that we're given, and we got to make the most of it. Anyway, so I digress. So let's talk about overall areas in the Fraser Valley. So if you're in Mission, one of my offices is in Mission. So detached homes right now, they're actually up benchmark price 4.9% year over year, and month over month, May to June, up 1.7%. Right now, the average price around 707, the benchmark price 666, that's overall. So, but the interesting part is in the percentage of how much we're up, because you can have a completely different detached house, brand new home, or an old shack, and, they wrap this all up in detached. So just consider that. Townhouses are actually up 2.9% for benchmark prices, about $465, and condos in Mission are at $352, which is actually pretty good, up 0.3%. And then let's go into Langley, because Langley's up 6.3% with the benchmark price at $1,044,000, and townhouses $574,400, up 3.1%, and condos up 1.7% at $398,700. And then Delta, detached homes at $919,400, benchmark price again 3.5% higher than last year, and 0.3% higher than May. Townhouses in Delta are at $553,400. That's minus 5.1% from last year and up 1.7% from May. So that's good. And condos in Delta, $395,400, up 4.6% from last year, minus 0.2% from May though, which is interesting. So Surrey is actually up 3.1% from last year at $1,089,500 for the benchmark price, and 0.2% up from last month. Townhouses at $583,000, benchmark price up 2.1% from last year and up 0.9% from May. And condos is $400,000, and that's up 4.6% from last year and 0.3% from May. I wanted to talk about, and don't forget, Abbotsford. So Abbotsford, it's the heart of the country almost for BC. It's the country in the city or whatnot. So Abbotsford, detached homes up 1.7% from last year, $821,500 for the benchmark price. It's actually down 0.7% month over month though. Townhouses minus 2% from last year at $456,000 and up 0.5% from last month. And condos, $322,000, up 3.1% from last year and 2.5% from month over month. So if you have, obviously, when you say Abbotsford or we say Langley or we say Surrey, all these places, there's these sub areas. Fort Langley is completely different than Aldergrove. Central Abbotsford is completely different than East Abbotsford. The heart of Mission is way different than West, or especially way east of Mission, where Harrison Mills is. There's so many variables. Take this with a grain of salt. Really take the percentage and not really the benchmark price, because this is, as I said before, brand new and old and everything in between. But if you want your specific neighborhood market stats, it is easy for me to do. I have all the data at the tip of my fingers. So just feel free to ask me and I'm happy to send it to you. I can just email it to you, and I can email it to you once a month when we get these stats. But also you can keep track of your neighborhood market watch. This is what I call, all my clients are on it. It's automatic system. It lasts 1 year and then I renew it, but it keeps you up to date on what's happening in and around your property. So not just your street, but what I do is I throw a lasso around your home, your address, and I just send you automatically through the real estate board. As soon as realtors know that a new listing has hit the market, a sold listing has hit the market, an expired listing has happened, a terminated listing, a canceled listing, all this information can come straight to you in your email box automatically. So you keep an eye on what's happening in and around your property. I mean, maybe you want to have a family member move nearby or a friend. I just have a listing right now in Charnley and a neighbor wants his friend to move close by. I just sold another property where the actual neighbor wanted to move up and get a larger home, so they bought it. A few months ago, I sold a place where the neighbor always loved this one property, and I listed it, and they were the highest bidder. So the idea of selling for the highest price is making sure you've got all the marketing materials and you've exposed it to the marketplace for a reasonable amount of time to make sure the exposures happen, so everyone and their dog and cat, uncle and aunt knows about your property on the market, and then you look at offers. So just don't sell to the first person that comes knocking on your door when it's when you can advertise and market your property and get it the right exposure. Because I always say there's multiple people who want to buy your home. There's probably 5 or 10 people who instantly want to buy your home, but it's not just selling it. That's not the point. It's selling it to the highest bidder who's willing to pay the highest price in the least amount of time, with the least amount of stress, with the least amount of complications, and with the least amount of concerns. You want the target buyer to buy your home so you can have the most successful real estate transaction you can have. This is the biggest, most important investment in your life. It truly is. I don't care if you're an investor or you're not an investor yet. Your home is an investment. It's the first investment we usually make as human beings. So, it's important to sell it wisely, to buy it wisely. So whether you're buying or selling, make sure you have professional advice to help guide you through the way. I can't tell you how my life has changed when I started hiring professionals for everything in my life. Literally, it really makes a difference when you find a really good partner to work with who actually is good at what they do, who is hardworking at what they do, who has a passion for what they do, and who has a heart for human beings and really wants you to be successful. I mean, why not? Find the right, perfect person. And, sometimes it's trial by error. I went through a few financial advisors before I finally found the perfect one for me, who sees the potential and it's just amazing. So when you find the right partnerships in life, best friends forever. And I say clients forever. And so that's how good, true service providers should be. They should be, I want clients forever, which means they are family, they are friends, they are people that you want to see succeed. It is nothing more joyful than seeing other human beings succeed in life. And for you to help them succeed, I always say unlocking your real estate potential. That's sort of a slogan of mine. Not sort of. It is a slogan of mine. I love helping people unlock their real estate potential. I'm an investor myself, but I started with my first home and it started building blocks from there. But I listened to professional advice. I listened to a lot of podcasts. I read books. I went to conferences. I'm in the heart of real estate investments, but even stocks and all sorts of things, right? You can't do everything. I really focus on real estate. That is my cup of tea. That is my forte. That is my niche. And so I leave the stocks to my planner there. And he does an amazing job. So I hope you find trusted partners to help you along your life to make it successful, because we live short lives. So go out there and make your life the best it can be. I wanted to say as well, we are in a seller's market. Okay, so we had April, May, buyer's market. But then June, back into a seller's market. Hip, hip, hooray! And the interest rates are still so low. So it's truly a buyer's market as well. Isn't that interesting how that works? However, there are not enough product out there available for buyers to choose from. So product is low, buyers are high, pent-up demand is there. They have been waiting and waiting for months, cooped up, waiting to buy. They were ready to do it in March, and it was kiboshed, and now they're back with a vengeance to find their perfect home. But there's not a lot available. So if you are seriously thinking of selling, now is the time to do it. So can't stress that enough. Think about it, just do it. Like I say, just do what it takes. Do what it takes, and your life will be so much better for it. Don't delay, don't keep on putting it on the back burner. I got a list here of I'm constantly adding to my to-do and scratching off. It never ends. But it's exciting because I know every time I scratch something off, I know I've beat the mundane blues, or I've beat the sit back and now just add it to tomorrow's to-do list. You know what? If you've been thinking about selling, I know it's scary, but now is a really good time. Winter isn't the best time for sellers. There's not as many buyers out. Nothing looks good. Nobody feels good. Negotiations aren't as good. So, you could wait till next spring. Who knows what the market's going to be then? But if you're thinking about it, just go for it. Have somebody who will hold your hand and guide you through the process and advise you, so you can rely on that professional advice. That's what fiduciary duty, loyalty, trust, confidentiality, that's what realtors do for you. So feel free to call me to help you anytime at michelecummins.ca, or my number 778-885-4659. Thank you. Have a lovely day, whether you're watching this in the daytime, the evening time, the morning time with your coffee, wherever you are. Maybe you're on vacation at the beach or at the cottage, or maybe you're working, or maybe you just got up and you're at home. Wherever you are, I hope this brings insight, and let me know if you have any questions. Comment on this video. Let me know what else you would like to hear or see on these videos, and I would be happy to answer any questions and to bring more content and more value to you every month when I bring you the real estate statistics for the Fraser Valley. Thank you for watching. Bye.